Released on October 28, 2007, Guitar Hero 3 introduced many new ideas that would be carried on to future games and created a new identity for Guitar Hero. Harmonix had to deal with a lot in 2007, trying to create 3 Guitar Hero games with Rock the 80s and the Xbox 360 port of Guitar Hero 2. However, during Guitar Hero 3's development, Harmonix was bought out by MTV Games and lost the rights to make another Guitar Hero game. Activision owned the rights to Guitar Hero and did not want to stop their huge franchise, so the game was given to Neversoft to finish development. Because of a new company taking over, Guitar Hero 3 feels a lot different from the first 2 Guitar Heroes, while also carrying many of the same ideas from their previous entries. Without further stalling, let's identify everything this new entry has to offer. The gameplay of this game incorporates some great ideas that were not in the past 3 games, and takes everything great from the last 3 games and takes them to a different level. Let's analyze some of these new features. More fretboard speed options. There are now 6 different fretboard speeds the player can use that really help with understanding the pattern of notes. It's nice to have more speeds because not everybody plays on the same hyperspeed, so all players can have a comfortable speed that will help them the most on songs. Guitar battles. The player gets to battle opponents in guitar battles in which they must mess up the enemies playing to win. Players have to hit certain note patterns to get power-ups they can use against their opponents. They're quite fun and add variety in terms of gameplay. Guitar battles can be played in multiplayer, and they also appear in the career mode. In the career mode, after the player has defeated their opponent, they get to play an encore afterwards with the person they battled. Online play. Players can go online to play with friends or random people. Online play includes all the game modes from the game's multiplayer section, and every song they've unlocked can be played as well. A new way to play co-op. Guitar Hero 3 actually gives players a reason to get a friend and play co-op together. The co-op in this game has 6 venues that rearrange the careers playlist to better fit a playthrough with 2 players. The encores in co-op are different from the career encores and add more songs for the player to play in quick play. Tons of content. Guitar Hero 2 had plenty of content to hold over any gamer, but Guitar Hero 3 beats Guitar Hero 2 in content by a long shot. So much more guitars, basses, songs, characters, and character skins make the player want to grind and 5-star every song to get the most out of their playtime. There's a lot more to talk about, but these are some of the biggest changes gameplay-wise. Now onto the career mode. The career mode this time has a story to it, and there's cutscenes to show the rocker's progression towards becoming a guitar god. The cutscenes show a story about a small band becoming a worldwide sensation and playing legendary shows everybody knows about. However, in order to become big rockers, the band sold their souls to the devil unknowingly, and gets sent down to hell, where the player defeats the devil in a guitar battle, and ascends to a new level of guitar mastery. Yeah, it's a little weird, but fits with the idea that rock is the devil's music, and rockers sell their souls to become popular and respected in the music industry. The venues this time only have 5 songs as opposed to the 6 songs in each venue for the 360 version of Guitar Hero 2. This was done to make room for the guitar battles, as well as the exclusive encore songs and co-op career. Speaking of the song list, the career set list is balanced nicely until the 8th venue. The difficulty curve from the first venue from the 7th venue feels smooth, but the 8th venue throws off the curve and really kicks up the difficulty from the 7th venue. The player may have to practice to 5-star or even complete the final songs of the game, and especially the guitar battle with the devil, which will take the player several attempts to beat if it's their first time playing a new difficulty. It will give the player more playtime but increases frustration, while also increasing the gratification of finally getting 5 stars. It's more than just the 8th venue that's difficult. This game is harder than Guitar Hero 2, but it has a bigger hitbox and adjustable note speed, so it's balanced. The game's score counter includes the player's note streak, and messages will pop up if a certain note streak is hit. The guitarist's hands will go on fire if they have a 4x multiplayer rather than just during solos. This makes sense due to the difficulty difference for Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero 3, as some roofs in Guitar Hero 3 are harder than some of the solos in Guitar Hero 2. Easy rewards money this time around. The player won't get that much money from Easy, they can mostly just buy styles for characters and new guitars. Rewards carry over throughout each of the bands the player has created. So, if a player has everything bought in the store on one profile, every other profile will have these items unlocked as well without having to buy them. Players can keep playing the first few venues and creating new profiles to unlock everything on one account. This will deprive them of new venues and characters, granted they haven't progressed through the game on an easier difficulty. So essentially, the player can go through the whole career on easy, then keep creating new profiles and going through easy again, so they can get enough cash to buy just about everything in the store without having to work too much for it. It takes the value out of beating the career on Expert, or any other difficulties for that matter. Like last game, once players have completed a career on a certain difficulty, or 5-starred every song in the career list on one difficulty, they are rewarded with a special unlockable guitar. This could serve as an incentive for completionists to 5-star every song on every difficulty, but for amateurs or even some experts, they may not see this as rewarding enough to go through every difficulty, especially experts that only play on Expert and don't want to pain their way through easy. Also, the value of the unlockable guitars are also degraded considering other special guitars can be purchased in the store without having to finish the game. To conclude, the career in this game isn't fueled too much on incentives, but a lot of the songs themselves are very fun to play with the new hyperspeed options. Players can unlock plenty more stuff in the store, but may not have to work as hard to buy everything in the store. Okay, let's move on to the quick play. Quick play is the same thing from the last 3 games. Pick a song, pick a difficulty, then play the song. The bathroom wall is removed this time, being replaced with a poster where players enter their names next to their highest score. Now into the co-op career. Cooperative is a much deeper game mode in this game than it was in Guitar Hero 2. Players go through a song list that's rearranged from the career song list, and get to play different encores that are exclusive to the co-op mode only. Also, players can unlock secret bases that take the hitter guitars from the career mode and add their own style to it. Co-op mode does not unlock any new guitars though, just new songs and new basses. Players can choose different difficulties for the guitar and bass on the same song, but if they complete co-op mode this way, whatever the lowest difficulty chosen throughout the mode determines which secret bass was unlocked. So what about the other multiplayer modes? Face Off and Pro Face Off return for Guitar Hero 2, and they play exactly the same. In Face Off, players take turns playing a song on 2 different difficulties, and in Pro Face Off, both players play the whole song through on the same difficulty. Guitar Battles introduces a new way to compete against friends. Songs replace star power patterns with power-up patterns instead. If the player hits a certain set of notes perfectly, they attain a power-up they can use against their opponent to try and mess up their performance, so they can win. Sudden death occurs whether both players haven't been taken out, and the song has gone on for a considerable amount of time, making both players compete until one of them messes up. And whatever the player unlocked in the career mode is also unlocked in the multiplayer modes. These multiplayer modes are also the same for online play. Practice mode returns this time and works exactly the same way it did in Guitar Hero 2. Players choose a song, choose certain sections or a section from the song, and try to improve their performances by adjusting the speed of the song or better understanding the pattern. Nothing new. The options include a new screen where players can activate cheats. Once the player has activated a certain cheat, they can turn it on and off without having to do the same combination again. The cheats include air guitar, the aforementioned hyperspeed, replacing the singer with Bret Michaels, no fail, performance mode, easy expert, and larger notes. They don't add too much to the gameplay, but they're fun to mess around with. There's also an unlock all cheat that can't be turned off. Once the player activates the unlock all cheat, it stays onto their storage and can't be deactivated until they delete their save. Calibration can now be manually adjusted, so players can mess around with the lag counter until the screen is optimally adjusted. Calibration lag isn't a big issue in this game, since this game was made with 1080p TVs in mind. Right away, players will notice the visuals of Guitar Hero 3 are much different than its predecessors. The menus and cutscenes in this game imitate the look of a comic book, and the gameplay also looks like a comic as well. The menus also resemble the pre-concert venue from the previous games. Everything looks different in this game due to this design change. It's more than just the aesthetic of this game that separates the visuals from Guitar Hero 1 and 2. Characters have a new look, guitars look more fictional, and the overall gameplay adds to this game's unique graphics. The venues are designed in a way to increase the player's reputation as a rock star, while also separating itself from Guitar Hero 2 and 1's venues. I think looking at each one of these venues will give more insight. Backyard Bash. This venue takes place in a backyard where the character's band starts their journey. Partygoers observe the music happening on the backyard stage and go crazy. During encores, the police show up to the house only to listen and jam out to the player's music. Mitch's Moose Lounge. After the first venue, an ongoer urges the band to play at the lounge to increase their popularity. It's the band's first real venue. The venue is a bar with dark lighting, artwork and advertisements on the walls, and a weird animatronic that sits next to the drummer. After the fourth song, Tom Morello shows up to battle with the player. After the player becomes the victor, they get to play Bulls on Parade with Morello himself. This counts as the encore, and during encores, 2 dancers show up and dance to the music. Don't know what else they would do. Video shoot. After the band's first gig, they strike a deal with a big name manager and record their first video shoot in a respectable studio. The band stand on a prop truck while a green screen plays out multiple videos depending on the band's performance. Movie posters are hung up around the studio, and the studio staff cheers on as the band plays. During encores, the set turns into a pirate screen with a wooden ship falling in front of the green screen, and the green screen turns into a sea at sunrise. Ye Olde Royal Odeon. The band travels to England to increase their popularity across the world. The stage has 2 knights trying to defeat a huge dragon that stands right above the drummer. The foreground is an old English kingdom, as one can see 2 castles under the drummer. During encores, a knight decapitates the dragon's head, and the guitarist jams on top. Shanker's Island. The band decides to play for a fan that happens to be in prison. This venue is dark and gritty with its almost hostile atmosphere, with surrounding prisoners and an electric chair that already fried someone, as seen by the leftover skeleton. This venue also features the guitar battle with Slash. After defeating Slash, the player gets to play Welcome to the Jungle with Slash. During the encore, the prison goes onto lockdown. Not much else happens. Desert Rock Tour. This venue takes place in a large mesa, with a stage containing a humanoid light structure, accompanied by 2 strange robot creatures. The venue is very mystical at night, with its weird lights and other rather odd infrastructure. During encores, the light structure raises its hands, and an odd smoke emerges from the stage onto the concert goers. Kaiju Megadome. This venue takes place in Japan, and is seen through the artwork around the venue. The stage features lights that resemble cars evacuating from the huge monster present behind the drummer. During encores, another kaiju appears on stage and clashes with the first monster. Blues Inferno. After the 7th venue, the band fires their manager, only for the manager to reveal he is the devil, and they get sent down to hell because their souls are his. The venue contains a large beast that sits behind the band, along with plenty of satanic and evil scenery all over. Demon girls dance on top of tables, devils fly around the stage, and there's fire here and there. After the 4th song, players fight Lou, aka the devil, in the 3rd guitar battle. After beating the devil, the band escapes from hell, and the player gets to jam out to Through the Fire and Flames on top of a structure made out of speakers for the guitar gods. The venues feel a lot different than Guitar Hero 2's venues, as many of them are completely new ideas, and some of them resemble past venues only slightly. It's a breath of fresh air, and really works with the aesthetic of this game to bring everything to life. All the venues are represented on the main menu screen, so it's a nice detail and gives insight to what players will encounter. Alright, enough of the venues, onto the characters. There are 5 new characters with 2 missing from Guitar Hero 2. There are 2 exclusive characters for the PS2 and Wii ports, but those will be discussed in the version differences section of this video. Midori, a Japanese rocker that doesn't look threatening in appearance, but shreds a mean guitar. Midori represents J-Rock and Pop Rock. Tom Morello, a real-life legendary guitarist known for his work from Rage Against the Machine, Audio Slave, and his solo work, The Night Watchman. Tom Morello has his signature Arm the Homeless guitar, and players can unlock him after defeating him in the 2nd venue guitar battle. Slash, another real-life guitarist famously known for his time in Guns N' Roses, and has other works such as his solo band. Like Morello, Slash also has one of his signature guitars used to record songs for Guns N' Roses in this game. Slash is unlocked after the 5th venue's guitar battle. Lou, the devil appears during the 8th venue's guitar battle, which is also Lou's home. Lou is short for Lucifer, and he is as evil as it gets. He acts as the player's antagonist, with the devil sending the player into hell and stealing their soul unknowingly. Lou dons the Obliva Axe, his own guitar, which is basically a red skeleton. The God of Rock. Once human, the God of Rock turned himself into the ultimate life form for rock music and ascends above all rockers. He brings his Platinum SG along to shred some legendary songs. Returning characters have their designs changed, but still keep their personality and aesthetic. Except for Izzy Sparks. I don't know what the hell they did to him. Also, all the starting guitarists have only one outfit, and many styles. Outfits change the character's appearance, but keep their personality like in Guitar Hero 2, and styles change the colors of the character's outfit. The God of Rock, Grim Reaper, Slash, and Tom Morello are the only characters to not receive alternative outfits or styles. Now on to the guitars. The guitars have a lot more variety this time. There's about the same amount of real guitars as Guitar Hero 2, with a lot more skins for these real guitars. There's more fictional guitars as well, and players don't have to beat the game to unlock all of them. Even the fictional guitars have skins, unlike the last game. Like Guitar Hero 2, players unlock special guitars after completing the career on 1 difficulty, or 5-starring all songs on the career set list. Let's analyze all of these secret guitars that can be unlocked. Moonshoot. A huge missile launches right into the eye of the moon, and the moon isn't so happy about that. The missile acts as the fretboard, and the moon acts as the body. Beat easy mode and become a lunatic whilst you play. Bat guitar. Not an imaginative name, but it describes what it is. Not much to say. 5-star every song on easy to unlock this rather lackluster guitar. St. George guitar. This guitar depicts a fight between a knight and a dragon in a medieval design with its chain-like armor aesthetic. This guitar looks reminiscent of the 4th venue, with both the knight and dragon looking very similar. Beat the medium career and the legendary battle is ready to be shredded on. Jolly Roger. A pirate skull with the iconic red cap, eye patch, and gold tooth all on skull and crossbones. 5-star every career song on medium, and the seas are ready to hear some rock music. Rojimbo. A plastic robot samurai holding his sword with pride. Their fretboard is made out of bioplastic, which makes the fretboard less visible. I quite like this guitar. Beat the career on hard and become best buds with the robot samurai. Tiki. A guitar that's designed after typical, or rather tropical looking tikis. 5-star every career song on hard, and Hawaii is only a strum away. This is the only unlockable guitar that has a skin that twists the fortune tiki into a misfortune tiki. Distant Visitor. An alien fetus on a guitar with the fretboard and head designed to look like a UFO abduction. This is probably the weirdest guitar in the game. Do aliens give birth live? Why is it a fetus? Okay, anyways, beat expert and this baby is all yours. No pun intended. El Jefe. A golden pharaoh with sunglasses and a rat attitude. I don't have much to say about this one. 5-star every song on expert, and Jefe is awakened from the Egyptian times. These guitars are more or less weird from Guitar Hero 2's unlockable guitars, but just as special. Also gotta appreciate the descriptions of the guitars. They're complex and sometimes include references to rock songs. The same can be said about the guitar skins, secret characters, and outfits. There's more bases in this game, and much more skins for these bases as well. There's also special fictional bases in this game that can be bought and or unlocked. The unlockable bases are unlocked from the co-op career of this game. I would go over them, but they're more or less the special guitars, just reskinned. There's slightly more music variety in this game compared to Guitar Hero 2. Guitar Hero 3 uses a lot more master recordings than the last 3 games. There are covers mixed in. More specifically, there's 16 covers and 24 master recordings in the career mode. Speaking of the career set list, let's talk about the guitar battle songs. Tom Morello and Slash's battles use songs they made specifically for Guitar Hero 3 and incorporate their sound while also making sure the song itself is fun to play. Lou's song is a cover of The Devil Went Down to Georgia, covered by Steve Olmetz, who also did some covers for other songs in Guitar Hero 3. These songs can't be played in their entirety unless the player has downloaded the Guitar Battle Package DLC or modded their systems. A few songs were re-recorded specifically for Guitar Hero 3, including Talk Dirty to Me with Bret Michaels from Poison, and Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols. The encore songs fit quite well into the venues, including the co-op career encore songs as well. The bonus songs have more recognizable artists with some famous rock bands including Killswitch Engage, In Flames, and Rise Against. To clarify, these bands didn't have the cultural impact they did today when the game first came out in 2007. And yes, this is the Guitar Hero that includes the ever so famous Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force. Thought I'd mention it considering Guitar Hero 3's impact on its popularity. No bands from the bonus songs in Guitar Hero 1 or 2 returned for the bonus songs in Guitar Hero 3, which is a bit of a bummer for me. I would have loved to see these bands come back, especially considering their status in the first 2 Guitar Heroes. This game does not include any songs including Marcus Henderson or Tyson Yen. They have better things to do. Sad, really. The differences between Guitar Hero 3 between the next-gen versions, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC, and current-gen, PS2 and Wii, are not that huge, but they're worth noting. For one, the current-gen versions have two characters not seen in the next-gen versions, so let's talk about them. Elroy Budvis, a man that looks and acts like Elvis Presley with the sunglasses and slick haircut. He comes with his guitar in 3 different styles. Metalhead, a robot built in the USSR reprogrammed to rock his non-existent soul out. He comes with a guitar that's shaped like a laser gun and often does a shooting animation with his guitar and idle animations. Metalhead comes with 3 different styles that are quite unique and cool. Metalhead should have been in the next-gen versions in HD. He's just so neat. But if I had to play the Wii or PS2 versions, I need something cool to numb the pain. Supposedly, the PS3 was supposed to have Metalhead as DLC, but I can't find more information on that other than a few Guitar Hero wikis stating it as a fact. PS2 versions also include 2 Guitar Hero controller guitars that come in black and red and black and white. There's also 2 other guitars not included in the next-gen versions. It's a bit strange they chose the Guitar Hero controllers usually associated with the first 2 Guitar Heroes, especially when a new wireless controller came out with Guitar Hero 3. It's strange the next-gen versions didn't get any controller guitars in-game either. The Les Paul works for all next-gen versions, and even for the Wii, so it's not like all the consoles all had different guitars. The PS2 version doesn't include online play or DLC, and the current-gen versions also don't include the thick Izzy skin for Lou. The PC version allows players to turn off the crowd and tone down other details as a way to accommodate for low-end PCs. The player could see more details with no crowd present, and makes the band look unpopular with no people present in the whole venue. Guitar Hero 3 doesn't have any issues gameplay-wise besides the 8th venue messing up the difficulty curve. It lays more with the design choices. All the characters look fine with their different styles and outfits, but they don't feel as lively as they did in Guitar Hero 2 or 1. The characters don't move around the stage at all during gameplay. They stand in one spot and do a lot of facial animations and body movements, but not much else. Guitar Hero 1 and 2 also did this with characters, but they didn't repeat the same animation 3 times in a row, and again, they moved around the stage. Also, some of the characters share the same animation set. This wouldn't be so bad if the characters that reuse the animations shared many similarities, but some of them don't. Take for example, Tom Morello, the God of Rock, and the Grim Reaper, who share many of the same animations. The Grim Reaper, a dark creature that goes around collecting souls and often feared by many societies, and the God of Rock, a once-human character that turned himself into a god with many magical abilities to rock out. They share moves with Tom Morello, a normal human that knows how to distort and change the sounds of a guitar quite well. To be fair, the Grim Reaper had human-like animations to Guitar Hero 2, but he also had animations that showed his darker side, like spreading his wings or taking the souls of the audience. Also, the Grim Reaper in Guitar Hero 1 uses moves from all the characters, but that's justified, as Grim acts as an accumulation of the souls of the other rockers in Guitar Hero 1, unlike Grim Reaper in Guitar Hero 3, where he only uses one soul, which is presumed to be Tom Morello's since they share the same moves. Other than that, I don't really have any issues with this game. I have a few nitpicks, like the magazine images displayed after the player beats the song. They don't always match up to the character's outfits or style. Also, Star Power increases the volume and reverb of the song, which is sometimes annoying, and quite honestly hurts my ears. But those are just nitpicks. Guitar Hero 3 is pretty much Guitar Hero at its peak. Amazing, fun, and easy to play, but hard to master gameplay. A new art style that fits nicely with the designs of the venues and characters, a solid music selection that includes well-known and obscure artists, few issues that aren't that big enough to cause the player to get angry over. There's a whole lot more content in comparison to Guitar Hero 2 that will definitely keep players on the game for a good amount of time. Now, let's add everything up. 73 songs in total, 40 different guitars and basses, over 50 guitar and bass skins, 7 new characters with 2 characters being exclusive to both the next-gen version and current-gen ports, venues that feel brand new with less resemblance to past venues, guitar battles that adds the gameplay and career and multiplayer, co-op career that has its own incentives and rewards, a new cheat screen that allows for players to activate cheats without having to enter them each time they play, 67 styles and 9 outfits for the characters, a new online play system, and plenty of features from previous games. Guitar Hero 3 took the Guitar Hero formula and made it as fun as it could be. It's no wonder this game has such a cultural impact, not just with video games, but music as well. And until next time, rock on to the fire and flames, we carry on.